Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of this book review. This time, I will review the fourth book out of the Repossible collection, which consists of 10 books. If you have not checked out the third book of this collection I reviewed, please do with the link above or in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you. This book is called Dare by Bradley Charbonneau, published in 2020. Dare encourages people to discover their calling for the future. What will you do in your life, and are you ready to act upon it? He starts this book by telling us that there is no better time to start than now. We should never delay the goals that we want to pursue. We should find a way to jump on it no matter how big or small the action may be. You could wish to start a savings account to save money. You could keep saying that you want to, or you can act on it by putting away $50 per paycheck. Whatever it may be, do not delay your goals, or else it will never grow to be something. This goes to what he suggests is next. To figure out what we want to do, we must dream of it first. Just know that once we dream about it, write it down, and plan out how to achieve that dream. We may dread the work we have to do to achieve it, but it takes sacrifice to earn the things we desire. He also mentions that once we start planning our map to reach our goals, we need to make a deadline for each one. So going back to the example I mentioned earlier about saving money, we need to set a deadline for how much money we want to keep within a specific time frame. This allows our goal to be more achievable and possible for us to do when we thoroughly think it through. We never want to say that we want something without making a deadline for when we want it. Yeah, we may wish for everything we dream about now, but we must be realistic and set reasonable goals that we can achieve. And of course, there will be times out there where people will be out there to try and hold us back from our goals. We can't allow this to happen. He mentions you don't let someone deter us from doing the things we dreamt of doing. Let us say that we wanted to buy a car, for an example, an expensive one. But we see the car and we know that we would enjoy driving it every day. The next thing we do is that we tell somebody that we plan to get this car, and they may start saying why we shouldn't get it or why we are getting it in the first place when we can settle for what we have. And this could be applied to many other situations, like why go to college or why go to college at all. The point is to not let these people control our lives. We have to live our own lives and make decisions that will keep us on the path to success. If we want to do things we feel would make us happier, we must act on them. The people who tell us these things have different perspectives on life than us, and they may feel like they don't need it. Maybe it's due to jealousy as well. Whatever it may be, do not let them win. We control our own lives. He mentions that we must adjust our goals sometimes, but to do so, we have to begin them in the first place. We can tell ourselves all the time that something could happen if we do it, or what if something happens when we try to do it. Well, what if it does? We'll adjust our actions to ensure that we do it better the next time and continue to reach the goals we dreamt of completing. Well, we will have those hurdles in life, but don't let that stop us from starting what we want to pursue in life. Everything will be fine. Things happen, and once they happen, it's a mere delay in life that we will learn to maneuver through the next time it happens. For example, let's say that we lost track of time and we forgot all about the paper that was due this Sunday. Now we're in a race, staying up overnight to complete it. We lost sleep and we were exhausted. It was not the best paper to score the best grade with. It's a hurdle, but next time we will manage our time more appropriately, and we will have the paper completed a week before it's due so that we can triple check to ensure that we have added everything. A year goes by, and it is now a habit that we have practiced because that one mistake in our lifetime. We are now better for that mistake that we've made. He discusses that we should ask questions when we need to progress in our goals. And if you have trouble asking those questions, you should read the book review that I went over on one of his books called Ask. He mentions that we should not be afraid to ask questions, but we do not want to make mistakes that could have been prevented also. Let's look at if we want to start a business. If we did this alone with no help, we would probably make mistakes that could have been prevented. However, if we asked questions to someone who has tried or attempted, and to some people who have succeeded, we could learn from both parties and have an easier time planning out and preventing many of those mistakes from occurring. There's an analogy he brings up that will help us understand how to plan out our goals properly. To ensure that we will hit the target, we must seek first, we must aim. If we go in blindfolded and try to shoot our target, there's a high chance that we will miss out on the mark. Why would we want to take that chance when we know we can aim first, focus, then shoot? We need to apply this analogy to our goals. We must first aim by asking ourselves, okay, what are we looking at? What do we want? What is the overall target that we are trying to reach? Next, focus and plan how you will take the shot or reach the goal in this case. Finally, you will shoot or take action to reach the target. When we do this, there's a 10 out of 10 chance that we will hit the mark, but there will be a 75% chance that we will be directly on the target. Now, to hit the target on the spot, it will take some practice and rethinking to hit it perfectly. But if we are hitting the target, we can always make some adjustments to perfectly hit it. Another thing that he consistently mentions is that we cannot go at it alone. We must collaborate to succeed. Think about a competition that you may have seen. Notice the levels: local, state, national, international, world champ. There will always be someone better than us at what we are trying to do. So why not collaborate with them and learn how to get better? You never know. What we learn from them may spark our minds to do something completely different that changes the game entirely. However, to do this, we must be willing to give and receive information. In other words, he wants us to keep our minds open and allow us to comprehend what is being said to us, taking all the information given to us and use it to help us reach our goals. Not only this, but we must also learn to share this information with others and not to keep it to ourselves. Think of all the successful people who became wealthy in this world. Do you think they were able to do it alone? Of course not. They needed a lot of help from places they may have not known that they needed it from. Find those people who can help you grow. Next, he talks about we must remove the old thoughts from our brains to absorb the new information, almost like refreshing our minds. If we continue to think of the same opinions, how will we grow into something different? It's like trying to solve a puzzle. Think of a code in which you input numbers in to unlock a door, or one of those escape rooms that you look around without any plans to figure it out before the time runs out. If I'm not the only one, 9 times out of 10, we're just putting in random numbers or random answers to find what we're looking for. If we keep the same mindset, we will never solve, or it will take us forever to even solve the problem. If we clear our minds, however, and think of new strategies to solve these puzzles, there's a chance that one of these new strategies will work to find a solution. Now apply this to our goals that we want to achieve. If we are doing the same thing and it's not working for us or making the progress we are looking for, then we need to remove the old clutter from our heads, relax, and think of new strategies to start progressing once again. He mentions that we should also continue to practice what we do to make them perfect, or as other people would say, permanent. It is necessary because it works, and if we are trying to perfect how we present ourselves to people or learn a new language, for example, it will take practice to reach a level where we can feel good about ourselves. Even if we think we've done enough, we do it one more time to ensure that we have it. He also tells us to celebrate our accomplishments. This is important to remind us that we are doing a great job of progressing toward our goal. For each milestone we accomplish, we can treat ourselves for making it that far. For example, if I started my paper early and finished the introduction way before I thought I would start, I could treat myself to a meal. It could be as small as someone telling you about your accomplishment and receiving cheers from them. However, it is wise not to overdo our celebrations, but some small things will help us through the motions of doing the work. He encourages us to elevate to the next level, because we cannot grow if we stay at the same level of work. We must push ourselves out of our comfort zones to reach the next level. Using a video game as an example, we tend to be rewarded more the harder the difficulty. If we stay at the same level, we will still be rewarded, but very little. If we learn to go beyond our limits and raise the difficulty, not only will we be rewarded more, but our skills will be enhanced going forward. This will recreate the drive to challenge ourselves even more. He wants us to know that we shouldn't wait until some major event happens to change. We should start now. Do not wait. How many times have we experienced an event where something drastic has happened, and if we had done something earlier, it could have been prevented? What about if we had done something earlier? We could have benefited from it hugely. We have so many opportunities to do something. Do not lose those opportunities. Act on them before they disappear, or you will suffer the consequences of missing out. He ends this by saying to continue to educate others once we have educated ourselves on the subject. We become experts when we spread the information to help others not fail for the same mistakes we've made. What is the point of obtaining all the knowledge we can and not sharing it with others? He wants us to escape from our current levels and go beyond what we set our limits at. Ultimately, we should never say or expect what we accomplished to be where we are today. Thank you for listening to this book review. Be sure to check out the next book in this collection that I will be reviewing. I will have the links in the description below at the end of this video. Have a great day and remain educated to educate others. Until next time.